Closed captioning provided by the UT Haslam College Full-Time MBA program. Learn, transform, lead. It all starts here.
Let's get ready to work to win. Let's go.
This is it.
Butch Jones leads the Tennessee Volunteers, running through the tee on a Saturday night.
A passion that knows no equal.
Takes off to the 20. A touchdown, Tennessee.
For the next 60 minutes, you're tuned to Vol Network coverage of the Tennessee Volunteers.
Let's own expectations, man. Let's go.
From the heart and soul of the Volunteers Day.
I want the whole city of Knoxville to know that it's football time in Tennessee.
This is Tennessee. This is the Butch Jones Show.
I've been waiting for this one.
Brought to you by the Big Orange Debit Card. Only from the official bank of the Vols. First Tennessee. By Dish. Introducing the Flex Pack. It's a skinny bundle from Dish, official sponsor of the Big Orange. By the Ford F-150. Tough runs in our family. See your local Ford dealer today. And by Farm Bureau Insurance. With agents in more communities than any other insurer, Tennessee turns to Farm Bureau Insurance, the official insurance of the Vols.
Tennessee and South Carolina have played a history of close games. The last 5 now decided by 3 or less points. But it was South Carolina that prevailed 24-21 Saturday night in Columbia. Coach, a tough loss for your football team.
Obviously very, very disappointing, and we're all disappointed with the outcome, but we have a lot of football left to be played, and we have to get back to work. We have to correct our mistakes, our deficiencies, and I think this is a gut check. It's a gut check for everyone in our football organization, starting with me, starting with everyone. But there's a long season ahead of us. We're excited about getting back to Neyland with a 3-game stretch, and we just have to take it one game at a time.
You said before the game turnovers would be a key. Tennessee had 3 of them. South Carolina had none.
Well, when you play anyone and you turn the football over and 2 of the turnovers led to points, you can't do that. We had way too many penalties, and if you look at our formula for winning, we pride ourselves in being a disciplined football team that takes care of the football, that tackles well, that makes explosive plays, and we haven't been able to do that. And when you go on the road and you play in this type of environment, or even when you play at home and you don't take care of the football, way too many mistakes, especially in the special teams game that really negated long returns. Those are momentum changers, and that's field position changers as well, and we can't do that.
But the team still fought. You were down by 10 in the fourth quarter and came back with a chance to tie it at the end.
We did, and we had some individuals lay it on the line. Juwan Jennings is a fierce competitor. Derek Barnett, Evan Berry, Joshua Dobbs is out there fighting, scratching, clawing on every single down. So again, we need to build off of that. But also, you know, this is a great test for our football team. Is you find out again your investment, how much it means to you in times of struggle and adversity a little bit. We'll find out what we're made out of.
Had a similar situation in the Georgia game. That time you went for the Hail Mary. This almost from the same yard line. You went for the field goal. Talk us through your decision.
Well, we just, talked to Aaron, and he felt very comfortable with it. We had our backs a little bit against the wind. That would help as well, and he was kicking that way in pregame warm-ups, even at halftime as well. And, it was a gut feeling to do that. Go ahead and do that. And obviously it didn't work out. But again, it shouldn't have come down to that. And give South Carolina credit, but way too many mistakes. And you can't win football games making the mistakes that we're making.
How did you address the team after the game?
Well, they all hurt, but also there's a standard and there's an expectation by the way we're going to play football. And the thing that I struggle with initially is the passion and the energy. And we talked about that it was going to take great passion and great energy. You just don't show up and play. And that's the next phase of our football program of where we're at. Everyone's going to play their best game against you. And there's an onus and there's a responsibility in how you prepare to be up for it mentally and physically, and we weren't, especially in the first half.
We'll show you highlights from Tennessee and South Carolina next here on the Butch Jones Show.
This is how the Vols pitch in.
Several weeks ago, Team 120 went out in the community, gathering donations to reduce, reuse, and recycle.
They collected old cell phones, computers, printers, TVs, books, glasses, and shoes. The Big Orange is pitching in once again to make East Tennessee better.
Pitch in and do your part to make Neyland Stadium a zero-waste facility. Sponsored by Eastman, Food City, and Waste Connections. Promote sustainability. At Tennessee, good sports always recycle.
To win championships, first and foremost, you have to win with people. It's all about an organization. It's all about a total commitment. Just like First Tennessee, they win with people on a daily basis. From the professionalism to the convenience that they provide myself and my family, and also just staying up on the top of things, the latest trends in banking, the customer service, the convenience, and the passion by which they go by each and every day. They understand the volunteer spirit.
Our family, we're not like any other. We're spirited, tough, loyal. We believe in tradition and honor. Generation after generation, we're Vols for life. This is my family. And this is my truck.
It's all about family football and F-150 on a Tennessee Saturday. Ford Truck Month is here. Now get 0 for 72 on a well-equipped 2016 F-150.
Go Vols!
Samantha, you have Staphylococcus aureus impetigo. You'll need a macrolide.
You have a minor skin infection. He's giving you an antibiotic.
Let's do decloxacillin.
Can you make that cefuroxime? Because her insurance doesn't cover the other.
No problem. Your symptoms should subside within a fortnight. Magnum Diem.
He said you'll be fine in 2 weeks and have a great day.
We obviously can't always be with you, but we're always here for you. Your local Food City pharmacist.
One Tennessee. One sustainable goal. Zero waste in Neyland Stadium.
No sort recycling. Now, zero excuses. Made possible by Eastman, Food City, and Waste Connections. No sort makes it easy to be a good sport.
Tackle sustainability.
At Tennessee, good sports always recycle.
I just wanna break the rules. I just wanna break the rules.
Bentley makes a handoff, being pressured and sacked back at the 15-yard line. Gonna be cracked down on a sack back at the 16-yard line. The 10, 15, 20, gets to the 40. Berry on the way to midfield to the 40. Evan Berry goes to the 25, to the 10. That's going to be all the way a 100-yard kickoff return for Evan Berry. Big pressure, dumps the ball in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee!
Welcome back to the Butch Jones Show. Coach, again, it was a slow start for your football team Saturday night against South Carolina. Carolina took the ball right down the field on their opening possession. Talk about how that kind of changed the momentum and the feeling for the game.
It's all about discipline and mistakes. We start the game off being offsides on the kickoff team. And now all of a sudden we have to re-kick it. And we had 2 penalties that aided them in first downs, and you can't do that, especially against a team like South Carolina and being on the road as well. And those are things that are extremely difficult to recover, and those are self-imposed mistakes, and we can't allow that to happen. Again, it's working together. 11 is one, coordinated as one unit, one team, and we weren't able to do that.
Derek Barnett had a terrific night, but you need to get more guys to rally behind Derek Barnett, don't you?
Well, we do. We need more individuals to step up and really impose their will on this football team, like a Derek Barnett, like a Juwan Jennings, like an Evan Berry. We need more individuals to step up, and Derek has been doing it all year for us. And when you have the vacancy with the injuries to our captains, that's an opportunity for others to step up and lead, and we're going to need that down the stretch.
But again, in this game, you had injuries at key spots, and you were patchworking a lot of things together. It's been tough the last couple of games that way.
Well, it's kind of defined our season, but again, you can never allow that to be an excuse or to be a crutch. Everyone is responsible to play winning football. and who, no matter if it's 1 play, 5 plays, or 25 plays, or 50 plays that you have to play, the expectation is to come in and play winning football.
Let's take a look at the highlights from the Tennessee-South Carolina game in Columbia.
Wherever you are tonight in Big Orange Country, it's football time in Tennessee as Bentley kicks it off the spinner. It's going to go 3 yards deep, and they're going to bring it out with Turner to the 10, 15, 20, and hit down as he gets right to the 20-yard line. Dobbs back to throw, sets up a screen pass. He gets the pass, and now Carolina chasing him. John Kelly comes out to the 40-yard line along the near sideline and wrestled down at the 46. They set that up well, and then John Kelly able to be very elusive and comes out close to a first down. Here's a handoff tailback coming to the near side, and it's going to be Kelly shoved out of bounds. Dobbs will get the snap. Handoff to his tailback, and Hurd this time is in for a Tennessee touchdown over right guard. Bentley makes a handoff, being pressured and sacked back at the 15-yard line. They came from both sides. Derek Barnett led the charge along with the blitzing Justin Martin. And long. Bentley this time trying to do a quarterback draw, but he's spun down at the 15-yard line. Bentley out on the shotgun. Going to be cracked down on a sack back at the 16-yard line. Todd Kelly Jr. on a safety blitz. And Dobbs going to hand it to Kelly. Gets a little burst out across the 30 to the 35 and fighting his way out to the 40-yard line. Still on his feet. Finally, they stack him up. They still haven't blown the whistle. And they do at the 43-yard line. A gain of 17. Kelly had his little fight on the first carry. Bentley steps in there, hit from behind, and sacked at the 43-yard line. They blitzed from the corner and finally got him. Bentley, another screen pass. This one set up to Dowdle. He's going to be wrapped up and dropped. No gain. So they try one to the left side, go back to the right. And there's going to be no gain on that play, and Tennessee's going to force a punt. Dobbs back to throw this one. Fires over the middle, man wide open. That's Ethan Wolf out to the 40. Spins out to the 45-yard line. Tennessee's tight end is wide open over the middle, and he's good for 25 yards. And up tailback. Williams this time on a corner blitz is going to be hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage. Rashawn Golden came in for the blitz. And off tailback coming left. Makes a move and taken down at the 10-yard line on a great open field tackle by Emmanuel Mosley. Elliott Berry's going to chance to run this one back. The kickoff to the goal line. Comes up the near side. Hash marks to the 10, 15, 20. Gets to the 40. Berry on the way to midfield to the 40. Evan Berry goes to the 25, to the 10. That's going to be all the way a 100-yard kickoff return for Evan Berry. Tennessee needed a big play. Guess what? Evan Berry goes 100 yards, and just like that, it's 17-13. Out of the shotgun on third down. Here's another blitz. Bentley is going to be tripped, and he goes down. Derek Barnett gets the sack. Second down, 6. Hand off again, Kelly. Kelly breaks it out to the 20. It's a sprint out of the 30. Coming down the sideline to the 40 and shoved out of bounds at the 45-yard line. John Kelly, a big play. Dobbs empties the backfield. Back to throw. Sets up. Fires long. Pass complete to Juwan Jennings up to the 45-yard line. Dobbs going to fake it. Going to roll right. Stands up. Looks. Fires back near side. Pass complete down to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and out of bounds goes Jason Kroom. Big pressure. Dumps the ball in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee! Touchdown, Tennessee, and it goes to Juwan Jennings in the back of the end zone. Bentley being chased. Bentley's going to be sacked back at the 20-yard line. Corey Vereen got him that time. Steps up, blitz. Demarie Mixon had him, and then Bentley gets away and squirts up to the 36-yard line, but it's still going to be a sack. Dobbs back to throw. Looks, fires over the middle. That pass is going to be knocked away, juggled, and caught.
It's time to honor the Tennessee Vol Scholar of the Week, brought to you by Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics. Shop ChooseNissan.com, innovation that excites. This week, we recognize Malik Foreman as our Vol Scholar of the Week. Malik's major is Recreation and Sport Management. He graduated in 3.5 years and spent this past summer interning with a world-class performance training company. Malik is a 2016-2017 Vol Scholar, and he had a 3.0 GPA last year. making him our Vol Scholar of the Week.
Sophie, his 13th birthday. Gift, we've got you. Guitar, coming tomorrow. Road game today, surprise party tomorrow. Change of plans. Game tomorrow.
No, birthday tomorrow.
Guitar, reroute.
Birthdays are on birthdays.
Party, relocate. UPS My Choice makes rerouting packages easy. How we're helping companies solve for the needs of customers like Sophie.
Good or better? The Hyundai Tucson versus the Ford Escape. Estimated fueling costs, the Ford's higher. Whoa. Estimated routine repairs, the Ford's higher.
What's happening?
And in fact,
guys?
Hyundai has the lowest 5-year cost to own of all brands for 2016. So again, Ford's higher.
Guys? That's really high. Very funny! Ha ha!
Better is the reason to buy Hyundai. The 2016 Tucson from Hyundai.
I'm Clay Matthews, and I'm good at football. And so is Verizon. Because now you can watch every live, local, and primetime game on your phone with NFL Mobile, exclusively on Verizon. All without using your data. That's better than good. It's the best. And I'm the best. Watch live NFL games, NFL Red Zone, and more with NFL Mobile, all in HD, only on America's Best Network.
There's people who care where I'm going, and good friends who welcome me home. So get a full tank of freedom, drive the American road. And with a full tank of freedom, find your own highway. We'll take you wherever you go. Take you wherever you go.
The Butch Jones Show is being brought to you by Verizon, the better network. Verizon, official wireless provider of the Tennessee Volunteers.
By the natural gas utilities and pipeline companies in Tennessee.
Natural gas.
By UT Medical Center, Tennessee's hospital. UT Medical Center, wisdom for your life. And by Food City, the tailgating capital of Big Orange Country. And proud sponsor of UT Athletics. Food City, value every day.
I'm Maddie Glab here with VFL Eric Ainge. Today we're going to talk about the cover two in this film room segment. So the cover two, you got two back. I know you got a free safety, you got a strong safety. It's 5 under zone. What else?
That's the main part. You have 2 deep, 5 underneath zone coverage. There's a lot of different kinds of cover two, but let's start with this one right here. The first thing you always do when you're addressing a team, when you're calling plays, you're the quarterback, is you always see how they're covering the flats. In cover two, they're covered outside in. Every other coverage, it's inside out, meaning if this guy ran a flat route right here, if Howard runs to the flat, the linebacker is going to run with him. In cover two, they're out there waiting outside in, right here, corner, outside in. And you'll see on this play, when we run it real quick, down set, hut, ball snap, watch the flat route come, watch the corner up there, outside in. See him breaking on it? Cam Sutton's probably one of the best cover two corners in the country, recognizing routes and breaking on the football. Take it back to the top right there.
What are these 5 guys under doing? What are their responsibilities? How are they covering the field?
This is a unique one because it's actually a zone blitz, and they're playing cover two behind it to the field right there and into the boundary, and they're in a slot formation. But normally, your nickel right here, so it would be 22 zone blitz because you always add another initial, another digit right there when you have your nickel out there. But your Mike is the middle defender, your Sam and your Will, we call them hard read quarterback players. So when they're dropping back, all they're doing is reading the quarterback, as opposed to like in cover 4 or cover 3 where they have the curl to the flat and they have specific spots. These guys don't have specific spots they have to be in a normal cover 2. Yeah, they're reading the quarterback, and the QB in this has to know that, and they have to move him. This one, obviously, they're blitzing, and he has to get the ball out real quick and see him going all the way over because it's a zone blitz.
So I've heard of the cover 2, the Tampa 2, cover 6. What are all these different options within a cover 2?
All of them have a rolled up corner option right here. So this one you'll see into the boundary. Right here, ball's on the hash. It's cover 2 into the boundary. Right here, the short boundary meaning short side. It's cover 4 to the field. Cover 6, 2, 4, 6, right?
Okay.
So quarter, half. down set hut, ball snapped again. Outside in, corner, half, quarter, right there. Guarding the flats, inside out. You can see how that all happens together. The defense, the shell moves on a string.
And then we have the invert, which is where the safeties come up and the corners drop.
The most confusing one there is.
Why would you do an invert to begin with? Is it to disguise?
It is. It's the most confusing one there is for a quarterback. It's the invert and the two trap. There's two options right here. This corner can come way inside right here and get in run support. Jason Allen used to play corner for us. He was great at that. And this guy right here can also come down and they can drop him back, and he can be the half-field defender, and he can be the inside out at that point, flat defender, and it's called two invert. Watch this last one right here, down set hut, ball snapped, invert, half, and there's your two invert. A lot of different options to play rolled up cover two.
Cover two, so many options, but in the end, Tennessee knows how to make it work.
Playing cover two is difficult at times, especially when you don't know who your safeties are and who's in the game and who's injured, and that's what you've been putting up with all season.
Well, everything so much is the eye discipline of the safeties and being able to read and react and get off the hash, but it also starts from the corners as well as getting a great reroute on their number one wide receiver to really protect the safety, and then obviously you're playing in the box with 6 individuals. So you have to be able to dominate up front in order to have the luxury of playing cover two, particularly in early downs. Third downs, obviously, yes, but on early downs, if you're playing cover two, that means your defensive front really has to step up and take the run away.
Didn't have Micah Abernathy in the game, and then Evan Berry got hurt, got a cut in the eye, so you didn't have him for most of the fourth quarter. So it really changed a lot of the things you did defensively.
It did, and I thought Nigel Warrior did some good things in moving forward. Obviously, the eye discipline, the eye violations, but he's an individual that's going to be a very talented football player for us. But these are all learning experiences that you go through, and you have to be better for it.
We'll continue with more here on the Coach Butch Jones Show in just a moment.
You're never too young to be a VFL. Sign up for the Junior Vols Club. For more information or to sign up for Junior Vols, visit utsports.com. Presented by the Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic. Proudly serving the University of Tennessee Athletic Department since 1949.
It's been used universally for decades. The consummate attaboy. Good job. Way to go. Because nothing says a job well done like the classic high five. So if someone wants to give you 5, the polite thing to do is say thank you. That's why for 5 years in a row, Farm Bureau Insurance has been proud to receive the J.D. Power Award for highest customer satisfaction among auto insurers in the Southeast region. Farm Bureau Insurance. Tennessee turns to us.
Excellence is a journey that you choose to take. It's a choice to be the academic medical center in the region. It's a focus on not asking what's next, but discovering it. Excellence is having physicians on the cutting edge of medicine, training future generations of physicians. The University of Tennessee Medical Center. Wisdom for your life.
You are the man of the hour, the king of the castle. Your subjects look upon you in awe and anticipation because you're about to make their culinary dreams come true. Guess you should have had natural gas.
There's something out there. Something stirring. Something wild. Introducing the Wild family of instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Win up to $500,000. Out of nowhere. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun.
Our family. We're not like any other. We're spirited, tough, loyal. We believe in tradition and honor. Generation after generation, we're Vols for life. This is my family. And this is my truck.
It's all about family football and F-150 on a Tennessee Saturday. Ford Truck Month is here. Now get 0 for 72 on a well-equipped 2016 F-150.
Go Vols!
Tennessee fans, it's time to lock in. On sale now is the official Tennessee Football Fan T-shirt for 2016. Lock-in shirts are on sale now at Vol shops on campus and at participating fan shops across the state, including Alumni Hall, Hound Dogs, Walgreens, Sports Seasons, and Food City. That's Lock In, presented by Dish. The Vol Network now turns the spotlight on Team 120, brought to you by Hyundai, proud supporter of college football and loyal fans everywhere.
It's always two sides of every story, and it's options to everything. And growing up in the inner city Akron, I saw a lot of drug dealing. I saw a lot of gang violence. We're actually on our way to Lonsdale Elementary, and I go every Wednesday. And what I do is I read to a couple classes, and I meet with I have a group of 10 fourth grade boys that I just chat around with and mentor. How you doing? Good seeing you.
Got them all ready
What's
for
up,
you.
y'all here rating? What's good? What up? Hey, who played last night? Didn't y'all have a playoff game? When I meet with them, I always try to pick a topic and we talk about it.
I named them. They're called LaTroy's boys.
So today we're gonna talk about goals and setting goals. Tell me what y'all know about. Just tell me what y'all know about goals. I mean, these kids are so intelligent. I may prompt a question sometimes and expect a 3-4 word answer, and they sit there and just give me some off the wall, profound, intellectual answer, and it just reminds me that I feel like it's our job to help them hone that intellectual ability, athletic ability, and help them bring it out to help other people.
Be at practice.
Be at practice on time? That's a good short-term goal. I just really look around, and it reminds me a lot of home. It reminds me of East Akron, and so when I go talk to these kids and talk to these boys, it's kind of like I'm talking to a younger version of myself sometimes. My short-term goal is to do my best every day. So I always think, like, whatever I'm doing, am I doing it to the best of my ability? Because that's my short-term goal.
My name is Jeremy. My goal is to be a pro.
These same people I grew up in the same hood with, went to the same schools, went to the same parks and played basketball at, were selling drugs, and I'm going to sign a letter of intent. And they had every bit of ability, every bit of academic ability, athletic ability as I did, but we went down different paths in life, and I decided that the difference became we had different people pour into us, and that's why I do what I do here at Lonsdale. All our friends, as Division I athletes in the SEC at the University of Tennessee, in Knoxville, Tennessee, we have a platform and we have influence. Who can tell me what the book was really all about? Yes, ma'am, on the right track.
Friendship?
Friendship. Nice, that was a good answer. This is bigger than football. This is bigger than LaTroy Lewis. This is bigger than University of Tennessee because it's impacting our world. I don't know if I'm in there talking to the next president of the United States. I may be influencing a kid, like I said, from being a drug dealer, from being a congressman, and there's no telling what these kids can do and how they can impact the world. So I just hope I can do everything I can to impact them. So nice out today.
Pretty remarkable experience for those young kids, and LaTroy Lewis needs to be congratulated for putting all that together.
Well, we always talk about being champions in the community and really being there. And these individuals, these players are role models of so many people in our great community. And it's all about giving back and the relationships that are built over time in our community, but really impacting the lives of young ones. And those are experiences, that's a day that those youngsters will remember for the rest of their lives.
And I think it's a day LaTroy will remember, and the guys that came out to help him.
Well, you're exactly right. It's all about giving back. But LaTroy gets as much enjoyment out of that as the youngsters in which he's affecting on a day-to-day basis with the foundation. But again, it's all about making positive impacts in our community, and you can grow as a person so much, and it's been great to watch LaTroy continue to grow as a person and as a football player over his course of time here at the University of Tennessee.
He gets it. He's a senior, he's getting his degree, might even get his master's, I guess, before he's done. And it's been amazing to watch him grow here at Tennessee.
Well, you just said it, grow. And that's what we talk about in our football program, is being a better person because you're a part of the University of Tennessee football program, and he's come so far. And it's a great illustration, again, about taking great pride and responsibility at giving back within the community.
So congratulations and thanks to LaTroy Lewis. We'll continue with more in just a moment.
Fans, please direct your attention to the video board for tonight's Loyal Fan of the Game. Brought to you by Hyundai. Vol fans are loyal. Hyundai fans are loyal too, enough to be ranked #1 in customer loyalty 6 years in a row.
The 2016 Nissan Altima. An IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. With forward emergency braking that could stop for you. Get to your local Nissan store today. Take on sudden stops. It's a Nissan, proud partner of the Tennessee Volunteers.
You know, these Zaxby's fried pickles really take me back to Meemaw's kitchen.
Yeah. Meemaw really would have loved these. Is that a time machine?
Yep, and I brought Meemaw back with me.
That's not Meemaw.
Ooh. Okay, let's get you back inside.
Better than grandma's? Maybe. Indescribably good? Definitely. Fried pickles are back. Lightly breaded, fried to perfection, and served with ranch sauce. Try them before they're gone. Zaxby's.
There's people who care where I'm going, and good friends who welcome me home. So get a full tank of freedom, drive the American road. And with a full tank of freedom, find your own highway. We'll take you wherever you go. Take you wherever you go.
From hard work, humble beginnings, and the red clay of Tennessee, greatness is built, brick by brick. This is Coach Philip Fulmer. General Shell and I are proud supporters of Tennessee football.
Monday night means more Tennessee football. Join us from 8 to 9 p.m. for the Big Orange Hotline. Bob Kessling, Jeff Francis, and Pat Ryan break down Saturday's ballgame live from the patio of Dead End Barbecue in West Knoxville. That's the Big Orange Hotline, every Monday night. The Butch Jones Show is being brought to you by CPI Security, proud corporate sponsor of the Vols. By Humana, over 50 years of experience in the healthcare industry. Humana, your partner in health.
By the natural gas utilities and pipeline companies in Tennessee.
Natural gas.
And by the Tennessee Education Lottery, proud to have raised over $3.5 billion to support education programs in Tennessee. This is Exact Science, brought to you by Humana, your partner in health.
I saw a picture of myself and I said I really didn't like the way I looked. I never really pictured for a while that I actually looked as big as I was. You know, that's when I just started changing my lifestyle, changing habits, and started focusing more on me health-wise, taking care of myself. It really was a combination. My wife said to me, she said, if you're gonna lose weight, it's not just working out. You've got to work out and you've got to eat better. It's a combination of the two. So, I took that, and I said, you know what, she's right. And I really started following that plan, and it's really worked.
The other reason I like working out in here, get a chance to look out the practice field, think about the upcoming practice or just a view in general. It's a thinking tank.
Coach Jones talks about a thinking tank in which we as coaches become better at what we do with maybe recruiting, maybe coaching, our approach to our players. So really a thinking tank for me personally is going to our weight room and going to our cardio area and I go up there and I work hard to get maybe an hour in. And it may be different segments, it may be 30 minutes here, and it may be post-practice, but I'm gonna get it in some way, somehow. And I know it's paid off in terms of me mentally, you know, thinking through of things and saying, hey, you know what, I need to be better at this. You know, the confidence level, the energy in practice, let alone being around a group of men that we see day in and day out and tell them about sacrifices and commitments and things that they need to do to be at their best. I feel the same way, and it's just, you know, I never want to go back to that, and it's really just become a habit. Believe in the fact that it takes time. I don't think, you know, personally there's any shortcuts in anything that you do. You know, it still comes down to a point where you have got to set a schedule and a habit for yourself. What workout routine, what eating changes are you willing to make, and just really stick to it, and instead of just being patient and working hard at it, and the results will come in time. Whether it be who's your biggest support as a person, as a brother, sister, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, whatever. You know, lean on them for the support that you need, and you know, it's just it's some patience, unfortunately, that goes with it, but just sticking to it.
Life of a football coach, especially during the season, 24/7. How do you break away from watching film and game planning to take care of you?
Well, there's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of times we sacrifice so much in our bodies and in our health because of, with football, it's nonstop, as you just said, but you have to find time for yourself, and I always call it a think tank, is everyone has a different area in how they think, and thinking is free, and you have to be able to really ease your mind, clear your mind, and really think clearly. And for a lot of individuals, it's staying healthy in terms of working out or going for a walk and really resting the mind, because when you're working 16, 17, 18-hour days, obviously the accumulation effect sets in. And it's always about being sharp and taking care of your bodies. And we ask so much of our players in terms of sports science and nutrition and rest. We need to do the same as coaches.
Do you keep an eye on your coaches and say, hey, wait a minute, you're doing this, or you're not eating well, I know you're not doing this? I mean, do you coach them up that way too?
I do. And it starts with me first and foremost, and I'm probably
you need
not
some
a good
coaching too, yeah.
I'm probably not a good illustration of that. But again, it's making sure that you're taking care of yourselves, because again, you're going from day till night, and it's all about getting your sleep, but also your hydration and your rest, and so much that goes into it. But I do. There's nights where I'll make them get out of the office when it's about 10 o'clock at night, and you know, I always say no good ideas are born after 10 o'clock at night.
But sometimes I'm sure you're sitting there, you're grinding the videos, and you're looking, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you haven't eaten. And so you got to force yourself to do that, don't you?
Well, you're exactly right. And then when you haven't eaten, you're grabbing something that's not healthy to put in your body. And you're always constantly going and nonstop. You're always looking for that competitive edge in everything that you do. 1 more minute, 2 more minutes of video study, having to recruit on the phone with recruits. It's always nonstop, but it all starts with living a healthy lifestyle.
Do you have any kind of program for the coaches saying, hey, we need you to do this, or get in the weight room, or any kind of stuff?
Well, the great thing is Stephanie does a great job from a nutrition standpoint. A lot of our coaches always talk to her about their diets, and she's honest. She's on me all the time about my diet and routine, and then obviously in the strength and conditioning area as well, and then Jason McVay in the training room. And thank goodness for Jason, as well as a lot of time our coaches are in the training room with our players.
And we will continue with more here on the Coach Butch Jones Show in a moment.
No matter the day, it's always football time in Tennessee. Join the Vol Network each weekday at Calhoun's on the River for Vol Calls. Talk Tennessee football with head coach Butch Jones. Vol Calls, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on the Vol Network.
At Farm Bureau Health Plans, you may have heard us say, we've got you covered.
And what does that mean?
It means no matter where you live or what you do.
When you turn 65,
we fill the gaps left by Medicare so you can be prepared for the unexpected.
Giving you peace of mind.
And since there are no networks.
No networks?
Yeah, you can keep your doctor or choose a new one.
I really like my doctor.
Me too. He's got the bluest eyes I've ever seen.
Have questions about Medicare supplements? Visit fbhealthplans.com or your local Farm Bureau office. We've got you covered.
We are believers. Trust is earned in the field, where a full day's work will always tell the truth. We believe in what we do and what we have done. Who are we? Number one in subcompact tractors, number one in compact excavators, and number one in diesel engines. We are Kubota.
With CPI Security's InTouch system, you get complete protection, control, and convenience right at your fingertips. Arm your system, lock your doors, and make sure everyone is safe when you're not home. During an emergency, you're quickly connected to our award-winning monitoring station, delivering a fast, personal response when you need it. Call CPI today to get a complete InTouch system, including an interior and outdoor HD camera, touchscreen door lock, and thermostat installed free. That's over $2,100 in free equipment.
Our family, we're not like any other. We're spirited, tough, loyal. We believe in tradition and honor. Generation after generation, we're Vols for life. This is my family. And this is my truck.
It's all about family football and F-150 on a Tennessee Saturday. Ford Truck Month is here. Now get 0 for 72 on a well-equipped 2016 F-150.
Go Vols!
First Tennessee is the official bank of the Vols. They have backed us. They've been extremely supportive, and I am very proud to be partners with them as we continue to venture on this journey brick by brick. They are Tennessee. They're what this great state has been built upon. People, customer service, innovation, passion, and constant never-ending improvement. Based in Tennessee, they give their all for Tennessee each and every day. There's only one official bank of the Vols, and that's First Tennessee.
Tailgating doesn't have to be work anymore. Kick off your game day with Tailgate Tennessee. Located inside Circle Park, Tailgate Tennessee offers premium tailgate packages with private tents, TVs, food, and much more. You park the car, we'll do the rest. For more information, visit tailgatetennessee.com. Presented by Zaxby's and Dish. You asked, he'll answer. This is Ask the Coach, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Check them out at academy.com/Vols for your chance to win Tennessee football tickets. No purchase necessary.
Coach, question tonight comes from Steve Anderson, and he talks about Derek Barnett. Compared to some of the other defensive linemen you've coached, how good is Barnett?
Very good, and it's because of his work ethic, his tenacity, and his mindset to impact the quarterback and play with a physical mindset. And we are very fortunate, to recruit some very good ones, from J.J. Watt to Derek Wolf to John Hughes to just to name a few, and then some individuals we've had here at Tennessee. But his mental makeup is really what makes him special, his internal drive to be the best at everything that he does.
John Bryce joins us here from the Vol Network. John.
Coach, following up on that, in seeing that game Saturday night, you saw the hurt from a Derek Barnett who was down on one knee at game's end. I think maybe Juwan Jennings left the field with some tears streaming down his face because of the investment. John Kelly really invested as well. How much do you need the way that those guys have a passion to permeate the rest of your team?
You just said it. They need to impact the rest of our football team, and those individuals lay it on the line each and every day, and not just on game day, but every day in their preparation, whether it's in the training room, whether it's on the field of practice. But also Josh Dobbs, he lays it on the line all the time as well. And we have some very powerful individuals, but now it's asserting their will on the rest of the football team, and they're great illustrations for our young players to really follow.
This late in the year, how much more important is it that the players hear it from some of their own peers, because the coach's message has sort of been hammered in for months on end now?
That's exactly right. Towards the tail end of the season in your leadership, this is really where your leadership kicks in. And obviously they're going to hear it from myself and the coaching staff as well. But there needs to be more peer involvement. And again, holding your peers responsible and accountable to each other. And our players, for the most part, have done a pretty good job. But this stretch that we're on now is going to test us. It's going to test our competitive character, and it's going to test our character and our will. And there's a lot of football left to be played. We're still playing very meaningful football games. So you can't get outside yourself. You have to learn from it, and you have to make yourself better each and every day and learn from it, and we will.
And it starts the next stretch of games are at home, and it starts with a homecoming game Saturday against Tennessee Tech.
Playing in iconic Neyland Stadium is very, very special, and that's something that we talk about all the time. And we're looking forward to getting back at home in front of our great fan base and our home crowd. And again, I know we're excited to get out there and play. I wish we could play tomorrow.
I bet you do. Coach, thanks. We'll see you against Tennessee Tech.
Thanks, Bob.
And we'll continue with more here on the Butch Jones Show in a moment.
The Vols rushed for 120 yards or more this week. Download the Dunkin' Donuts app and get a free medium hot or iced coffee today. Vol fans, run on Dunkin'.
Good or better? The Hyundai Santa Fe Sport versus the Ford Edge.
Should we be wearing helmets?
The Santa Fe Sport has an available multi-view camera system. The Edge doesn't.
What was that?
On the Hyundai, available auto emergency braking. On the Ford, nope.
Hey, what's with the axe?
And only the Hyundai is backed by America's best warranty.
No.
Better is the reason to buy Hyundai.
I'm out.
The 2017 Santa Fe Sport from Hyundai.
1 Tennessee. 1 sustainable goal. 0 waste in Neyland Stadium. No sort recycling. Now 0 excuses. Made possible by Eastman, Food City, and Waste Connections. No sort makes it easy to be a good sport. Tackle sustainability. At Tennessee, good sports always recycle.
Samantha, you have Staphylococcus aureus impetigo. You'll need a macrolide.
You have a minor skin infection. He's giving you an antibiotic.
Let's do decloxacillin.
Can you make that cefuroxime? Because her insurance doesn't cover the other.
No problem. Your symptoms should subside within a fortnight. Magnum Diem.
He said you'll be fine in 2 weeks and have a great day.
We obviously can't always be with you, but we're always here for you. Your local Food City pharmacist.
There's something out there. Something stirring. Something wild. Introducing the Wild family of instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Win up to $500,000. Out of nowhere. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun.
There's people who care where I'm going, and good friends who welcome me home. So get a full tank of freedom, drive the American road. And with a full tank of freedom, find your own highway. We'll take you wherever you go. Take you wherever you go.
1st and 10. They come out in the wishbone formation from the Tennessee 13-yard line near hash mark. They'll try Grant around left end. He breaks the first tackle. The ball comes free again. It's loose. Tennessee's going to pick it up. It's going to be Julian Battle. Battle at midfield. He's all by himself, and Julian Battle is going to race him for a Tennessee touchdown. 81 yards.
Back with John Bryce. John, I guess you dissect this game. It was a slow start. It finally caught up again to Tennessee. This time they couldn't pull it out of the fire.
No, Bob, and you've expected this at some point this season to catch up with the Vols if they were not able to correct it. And this was, again, what we've seen all year long. And for once, in a very winnable game, Tennessee wasn't able to find a way to win. But this is a pattern, and I don't know what it is. We see these coaches all the time on the practice field trying everything, trying different motivational tactics, calling on different players. I've never quite seen anything like this. They focus so much on starting fast and finishing strong, and Tennessee has finished strong almost every game this year, but boy, it has not started fast, and until it does that, you can't take anything for granted.
But you sat there in the fourth quarter and you kept thinking, well, somebody's going to make a play and they're going to pull this thing out. It just didn't happen.
No, I'm there working the sidelines, and folks are at home watching on TV, and the general consensus was like, at some point, Tennessee's just going to turn this thing around and run away with it, and it never happened, and it's in a tough lesson. It's one of the more painful lessons that I think this football program has had to absorb in probably close to a decade, Bob. I mean, this is a really difficult lesson to absorb, considering how hard this team has worked, how much we've seen the resiliency of this team really shine this year. And now coming off its lone bye week with 2 weeks to prepare, Tennessee produced this type of performance, and it's really befuddling.
You know, the thing that's amazing about it, mathematically, a lot of things have to happen. But yet, still, Tennessee's still in the SEC East race, and that's the thing that Coach Jones has to pound home to these players.
Absolutely, Bob. And Tennessee doesn't have to leave the state of Tennessee to play another game this year. That's significant because the Florida Gators have to go to Arkansas. They have to go to LSU. They still have South Carolina coming to their place. They've got Florida State. That's not a conference game, but boy, Florida has a lot on its plate. Tennessee should be in that memorable remember what you do in November stretch of the schedule.
Time now to announce the AutoZone player of the game. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And in the zone was Derek Barnett, the Tennessee defensive end. Congratulations to Derek Barnett, who again now becomes second all-time on the UT sack list, only behind the all-time great Reggie White. He's our AutoZone player of the game for the auto parts, accessories, and advice you need. Get in the zone, AutoZone. We'll be back to wrap things up and look ahead to Tennessee Tech in a moment here on The Butch Jones Show.
The Butch Jones Show is being brought to you by CPI Security, proud corporate sponsor of the Vols. By Humana, over 50 years of experience in the healthcare industry. Humana, your partner in health.
By the natural gas utilities and pipeline companies in Tennessee.
Natural gas.
And by the Tennessee Education Lottery, proud to have raised over $3.5 billion to support education programs in Tennessee.
Excellence is finding ways to solve new challenges. It's one of the reasons we created our 6 centers of excellence. Physicians from different disciplines working together to provide better solutions for you. It's a collaborative effort that pushes us to be our best and to provide you with the best care possible. Excellence is a journey that we take every day. The University of Tennessee Medical Center. Wisdom for your life.
Tomorrow's fuel is here today, at home in abundance. America's natural gas is cleaner, more reliable, more affordable, and more efficient, delivering greater stability and dependability with lower costs and emissions. Contact your local natural gas provider to look closer at a versatile resource that can serve your family and community for generations to come.
Our family, we're not like any other. We're spirited, tough, loyal. We believe in tradition and honor. Generation after generation, we're Vols for life. This is my family. And this is my truck.
It's all about family football and F-150 on a Tennessee Saturday. Ford Truck Month is here. Now get 0 for 72 on a well-equipped 2016 F-150.
Go Vols!
Technology affects us on a daily basis, no matter what we have to do. So when it comes to our banking, everything has to be fast and convenient. For a coach on the go or a family on the go, First Tennessee is the name to know for online banking and mobile banking. And I couldn't forget my big orange debit card. It's with me all the time. And when I pull that out of my wallet, I'm very proud to show the Power T. You'll find the Power T at First Tennessee.
Life can be unpredictable. And with gaps in Medicare, you need to be prepared for whatever comes up. Our Medicare supplements cover many of the costs so you can have peace of mind, which has become quite a buzzword lately.
Buzzword? Peace of mind is 3 words.
Okay, Einstein, let her finish.
Have questions about Medicare supplements? Visit fbhealthplans.com or your local Farm Bureau office. We've got you covered.
Time now for the First Tennessee First Look. a scouting report, and look ahead at the Vols' upcoming opponents. Brought to you by First Tennessee, the official bank of the Vols.
I'm VFL Eric Ainge. This is the First Tennessee First Look. It's homecoming week, and we have the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. Led by head coach Marcus Satterfield, they are a downhill, tight end fullback running football team. Everything you would expect with a fullback and a tight end in the game, down and around schemes, zone schemes where everyone's at the point of attack. If their running game can work, they can beat you with the play action, and they have some small shifty running backs too that can beat you if you don't wrap up tackling. Defensively, expect 4-down fronts. They're a 4-down team. They like to bring some zone pressures, end and tackle stunts. They try to get to the quarterback, and in a game like this, expect Tennessee Tech to throw the entire playbook at our Tennessee Volunteers. I'm VFL Eric Ainge, and that's the First Tennessee First Look.
It's homecoming Saturday, 4 o'clock, Tennessee Tech in town. This is a game, John, you've got to think that Tennessee has to look at where you are, try and correct these mistakes, and get better in this football game.
It should be a high execution game, Bob, and that should be Tennessee's goal. They should, the Vols should hope to go out there and execute at a level that we've not seen for 4 full quarters really at any point this season, and the Vols are going to have to continue to have more players step up. We saw Shy Tuttle leave the field Saturday night with his leg braced basically from hip to ankle. We saw some other guys dinged up. Jalen Hurd did not play in the second half. John Kelly continues to emerge. He's got a voice that carries on that team. To just be a reserve as a sophomore, I think he has a lot of respect from his players. And frankly, Tennessee needs more guys like Juwan Jennings, like Derek Barnett, like Josh Dobbs, like John Kelly, Jack Jones, Dylan Wiseman, who have that investment, that passion to where a game like what they endured Saturday night really hurts. And you have to flush it, but you also have to remember it and let it drive you.
And they've got to know, too, this is Tennessee Tech Super Bowl. I mean, all these kids have grown up, the special ones from the state of Tennessee, dreaming about playing in Neyland Stadium.
I've talked to the parents of some kids for Tennessee Tech, Bob, who have been circling this game just for the chance to see their sons play inside Neyland Stadium. You know, Tennessee Tech under first-year coach Marcus Satterfield, a former Tennessee graduate assistant, so you know it's going to mean a lot to him to see where his career has arrived after going so long as a graduate assistant helping with the running backs at Tennessee. So a lot of storylines to this game, and again, Tennessee has to refocus and get ready for a stretch run of 3 consecutive SEC games to end its season that still could be incredibly meaningful.
Yeah. And we've said this every week, they got to get healthy. Jalen Hurd, Alvin Kamara, they're a bunch of guys that they need to get back on the field.
Yeah, and not necessarily, you wouldn't think those guys would have to be out there against Tennessee Tech, but you want to see them trending towards returning. We saw Alvin Kamara Saturday night in pregame go out and run around the stadium inside Williams-Brice Stadium, and so he looks really close to a return. We're not sure what the deal is with Jalen Hurd or some of these other guys, but Tennessee needs all those players back, and it needs to continue to find some answers on both sides of the ball.
Lots of festivities surrounding the homecoming weekend. Hope to see you on campus. Again, it's a 4 o'clock start at Neyland Stadium on Saturday, and there are some tickets available for the game. For John Bryce and Coach Butch Jones, I'm Bob Kessling. Thanks for being with us. See you next week here on The Butch Jones Show.
This has been a presentation of the Vol Network, produced by IMG, the world's premier sports, media, and entertainment company. Produced at the Hand Digital Studio.